It was funny, but it's not funny. Question is, why are they calling Obaseki Ole? What did he steal? What did he thief? Because when they were shouting Ole, Ole, Ajibole, Ole, and then they were declaring themselves winners. So I guess the outcome of the results were not unexpected, I guess. Well, let me introduce my guest in the studio, who seemed very downcast. He was so disappointed. He wasn't happy. I was trying to cheer him up. I said, why are you surprised? I mean, APC is a ruling party, the party of the moment. So you should be happy that they won. Mr. Elvis Elimihele is my guest today on the Political Spotlight. He's actually right here physically in the studio. Mr. Elvis Elimihele is a political, national and social affairs commentator. And of course, I'm sure you usually see him right here whenever we're actually having this program. Also, he joins us virtually on some of our news bulletins during the analysis segment. Mr. Elvis, good evening and welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Good evening, Esther. How are you doing?
Have I been able to cheer you up?
Happy weekend and good evening to our esteemed listeners and viewers from YouTube.
Same to you.
Welcome. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
How do you feel?
Well, election is a game.
It's a game.
That's what they say. So it has come. If eventually the winner is declared, like I told you 2 weeks ago when we had a rundown on the door election, I told you, for me, whichever one that comes in, whether PDP or APC, is beneficial to me because I'm an Esama and the two sons are Esam persons from PDP and APC. Okay. But we are only saying that we need the best and not a third-term agenda of some persons in Edo State. That's the only area we are looking at. Let the governorship that have come to the Esam people, let the Esam people actually enjoy it. Not somebody from another senatorial district now writing the handwriting and telling another person who is supposed to be the sitting governor to start reading it. That's the only area we'll have issues when that time comes. But when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it.
Why were you downcast though? I mean, I thought, like you said both of them are from your community, your local government.
Esther, that's what I'm just trying to explain to you now. If eventually it goes the way of the ruling party, you know too well that my brother, who is going to be the governor of Edo State, if it's APC that wins, cannot challenge those vampires that were, dictating the campaign for him. You've seen the man himself is not a troublesome person. He's quite calm. He's very quiet. But people that surround him on that podium, that campaign podium, you see throughout the campaign period, Esther, they are not friends of the Edo people. I'm just telling you that.
Okay.
Yes, they are from the Edo North and Edo South. The governorship is zoned to Edo Central. And if the Edo Center people have the governor and the governor is we are just bearing that name, that, it's from the Edo Center, Edo Central Senatorial District, and he's not allowed to do his job as expected. I mean, what do you think? What do you think it will be for us? It will mean that, we gave you the opportunity and you people did not use it well. They forgotten that Edo Central has produced 2 governors in that state. They are professors. They were professors. Professor Prosali and Professor Sareme Osumbo. They are from Edo Central. So the way they manipulated it and brought this man, everybody is seeing the way he could not even go for any debate, could not grant any press interview.
He wanted Adam Socio-economic to actually...
And Adam Socio-economic at the time was like, go and bring his representative in the debate. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm saying, that this government, if actually he's declared winner by INEC, we are going to see a third term of Adam Socio-economic in Edo State. That's what is just going to play out. And that's what Edo people are not, happy about. Because we have those people in Esan Central that could have been able to assert their own interest and their own responsibility as far as the governorship of that state is concerned. Not somebody that another person will be, dictating for. This is what you must do. Give him the cabinet, whether he likes it or not, and because they just want to use it to, satisfy their selfish interests. So that's what we are still talking about. We will not allow that. But if eventually he is declared winner by INEC, what is going to happen is that every Edo person from the Edo Central will be part of that government to support our brother.
Mr. Elvis, I want to tell you that with the results that came out, it was, for some persons, it was expected. For some persons, it was unexpected. And the reason why I said so is that I was following up while the coalition began, and the circumstances that transpired, before the results were being called out. We saw some of the supposed infractions that took place and how the security agencies were able to handle it. And as of now, we were trying to understand how some results, because INEC had said that they were going to investigate some results being uploaded on the IREV portal. There were questions as to the authenticity of those results. Basically, the number of registered voters, that is accredited voters, the number of those that's registered, and then the eventual outcome of those that voted. So it seemed like some of them had more voter turnout than accredited voters that was recorded by INEC.
Yes.
So INEC said that because of that, they would actually have to investigate it, and they actually assured Nigerians that most of the complaints that we're having, they were going to look into it. But a lot of Nigerians don't actually believe that particular statement or the outcome from INEC, because they always feel like that. How do you trust the process?
Well, the process, like we have seen all the years in Nigeria, especially after the election, the process of going to court has never been favorable to Nigerians, as judgment that comes out of the court most times. So I'm not going to see Edo State a judgment if it eventually goes to court. I'm not going to see any different. It's better to get it right from the pool and let the wishes of the people come to pass than talking about going to court. Like you said, if there are infractions that contravene the Electoral Act and the Constitution, then let INEC clear it. We are still at the process of waiting for them to announce the final winner. Now they should be able to make a categorical statement on some of those things that have been pointed out.
Okay.
Then if those things are weighty enough to go to the court, and the court makes a pronouncement that is favorable to any of the parties, so be it. But we, the Edo people, know the candidates. So many of us actually said, okay, this was credible enough to be the governor of the state. But if it goes the other way, we saw in 2015 how General Muhammad Buhari was imposed on Nigerians, and we know where Nigeria is today, from the level we were during the President Goodluck Jonathan's time to where we are now. Then we also saw now when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come in. If that is the level we want to bring Edo State to, but I know too well that Edo people will answer that when the time comes, because we know the level the present administration in Edo State have taken us to, and we also know now where APC is dragging us to if eventually they are declared winner of the in the state. So we are going to, all hands is going to be on deck to find a way to actually regulate what is going to be coming out from Edo State as far as this government is concerned, if APC is declared winner.
All right. So, based on what former Minister of Aviation Osita Chidoka said on his X handle, he alleged that two INEC staff, he named them Remi Oluwajuwon and Obozua Josephine, uploaded result sheets that have more votes than accredited voters to the IREV. And when he called out their name, he said the recorded accredited voters were 250, and they wrote 263 and won for various parties, totaling 372, but did not write the total. So he wrote, INEC, please advise all coalition agents to check the beavers before collating any result and comply with Section 51, subsection 2 of the Electoral Act 2022. One would have expected that with the off-season elections, right? And how people thought that INEC would have been able to organize that election for those few states. I think Imo, Bayelsa, Kogi, and what other states? I think there were 3 or 4 states then when the off-season elections, the off-cycle elections.
Those were the 3 states.
Those were the 3 states. But this one is only one. So exactly why do we have issues? You have the security deployed to you, materials allocated to you, funds were given to you to organize this. You have done also. Everything ought to be on. There should be no mistake, because already Nigerians don't trust you as an institution to conduct free and credible elections. Already, the quagmire here is the fact that Inyesom Wike's cousin is the commissioner there.
Yes.
Then the national, whatever the lady is, the woman is an APC card carry member. So already people no longer trusted the individuals you put there. So even if you are being truthful in your announcement, you're not meant to allow any irregularity occur at all.
Yeah, if they are deliberate, Esther, it will occur. And most of these things, Nigerians have come to realize that some of these infractions that INEC comes to tell us that, we'll improve on them are deliberate. If you have elections in 2020 in Edo State, some of these things we complain about it, materials arriving at polling booths late, and some of these irregularities we complain about it. Then we had the general election in 2023. We saw the worst happened. Then we have the off-cycle election you mentioned in the 3 states, Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. Some of these things also played out. Again, now it's repeating itself in Edo State. So when these perceived mistakes become deliberate, it's no longer mistake, Esther. These are things that they know it is their usual norms, and probably they are using to do the bidding of some certain persons. So that's where the trust got eroded in INEC. Yesterday, when we were expecting this result, we saw the IREV portal very busy.
Yes.
At this time yesterday, we already seeing 90-something% of results from polling booths posted into the IREV portal.
And it was smooth.
And everybody was like, oh, this is good. This is good. Then the law says after that collation at that polling unit, the next stage is supposed to be the ward collation with all the party agents, following up the result. Then after the ward, you move to local government. But what happened in Edo State? After the uploading of those results in IREV portal yesterday, nothing happened in the ward and the local government. Then the next thing we heard, that was what led to Obaseki going to INEC office in the night, because we were expecting that at least the ward collation centers would have been busy, and the local government, nothing goes on in all those ones. And the next thing that we are hearing that, finally we are at the final stage of collating the result for announcement. Where this result, how did they get into INEC final collation center if it didn't go through the ward and the local government?
Let's take a listen to Asue Godalo's reaction to this entire ordeal. Let's listen to what Asue Godalo had to say, because he also complained of foul play, So let's listen to Asue.
Office. Can you tell us what's happening right now?
We actually are not quite sure what is happening. There was supposed to have been some collation in some of the local governments in Oredo and Ipobaha. All of a sudden, some people came in, threw tear gas, and kind of drove everybody that was there outside the office. They've now insisted that all of those collations should come into the
Please, can you tell us what's happening right now?
We actually are not quite sure what is happening. There was supposed to have been some collation in some of the local governments in Oredo and Ipobaha. All of a sudden, some people came in, threw tear gas, and kind of drove everybody that was there outside the office. They've now insisted that all of those collations should come into the INEC headquarters. The problem was our agents then started telling us that they were not being allowed into INEC headquarters. So my deputy and I came in here to find out why they are not allowing our agents to the collation centers. There are too many funny things going on all of a sudden, and there seems to be INEC complicity, police complicity, working together. And this cannot be right for democracy in this country. They're trying to subvert the will of the people of Edo State, and it will not happen.
Elvis, I'm sure you heard what Asue said.
Collation centers as they move to the INEC final collation center. How do you do that? They're just supposed to have collated at the local government before you now is the party agent and the officers that are supposed to move the result down to the INEC final collation center. That's the state at the state level. Not you now coming in with some policemen and others and forcing them to move. And even when they got there now, like he has just said, that PDP agents were not allowed in. So the two local governments he made mention of are two local governments that are so vital to this election. The Oredo local government is about the biggest local government, and that's where the sitting governor comes from. And the Obaha is another big local government within the Benin speaking part of Edo State, which is the local government of the deputy governor candidate to Asue Godalo. That's Osarajon Oje. That's his own local government. So if the so-called government to come in with policemen and disrupt collation from those two local government. You know what we are talking about. So, but let's just wait and get the final result and get the final pronouncement from INEC. Then whatever. But the only area I'm really not too comfortable with, Esther, is that each time we do election in this nation, we now resort to going to the court.
The court deciding who won elections.
Interpret the wishes of the people. People came out and vote. In spite of the rain that fell in Benin Edo State,
people came out
throughout. People came out, stayed in that rain, and exercise their civic rights. At the end of the day now, we now move to the court. The court will now begin to do all manner of interpretation, and the whole process will now be so whittled down that even by 2028, people will not be too interested in coming and say, look at all that happened by next election, 2028 in Edo State. People will now say, look at what we suffered 4 years ago. That's that apathy is going to be registered in the mind of the people, Edo people, the same way it has registered in the mind of Nigerians now with the glitch INEC told us that happened during the
glitch that up to now they haven't responded to explain
to us where that glitch come from and how it was manufactured and how it was orchestrated that brought us to where we are now. So these are things that they are using to discourage people from coming out to exercise their franchise, and at the end of the day they tell you, if I 15,000 collected PVC, and at the polling unit they tell you only 300 persons elected the president or governor of a state. You know what that means? People now collect PVCs and now use it as means of identity.
Well, the Matthew Idoye Kemwem, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it, said the Director General of Asue Godalo's campaign team addressed media correspondents claiming that Oshomole and his several others, that is his team or those who are in the camp of Oshomole, including Philip Shaibu, were involved in deliberate manipulation to alter the election outcome. And I wondered why that took place. So they said they were going to stay in the INEC office and ensure that the elections were properly counted. They kept on reiterating that Edo no be Lagos. The court will not decide who becomes the governor of Edo State this time around, but that the voice of the people will count. So let's listen to him. All right, let's listen to him talk to the press.
And we are wondering, this is not the rule. They think he knows it. When people came here, they took them in. What did they do? He wrecked himself that Wike sent here to do the kind of dirty job they did before in Rivers. When Labour Party won and we saw ballot papers that were cancelled and they did not to exchange to come in here. When they got in the PDP agents and the collation officers were not allowed to do their jobs, the wreck started collecting by himself using one Mrs. Anna. And they said the woman is the one who does all the dirty jobs for them at the INEC headquarters. She is APC, body, soul and spirit. I used to think that election umpires have no political party. But from what they have said to me this evening, the woman is APC. She is the one that distributed money to people trying to see if they could change the thing. But I know people doesn't change. And we are wondering, this is not the rule. They didn't give no reason. When it's okay, but from what they have said to me this evening, the woman is APC. She is the one that distributed money to people trying to see if they could change the thing. But I know people doesn't change. They couldn't subvert the will of the wishes of the other people. What happened? They took all those things inside, and they are trying to now. They are not trying to. They are rewriting the results. They are doing the same thing. Shomole and Philip Shaibu, they are doing the same thing as Auchi, and people are resisting it. Therefore, when our agents, other agents come, you see them go inside there. Other agents, only the APC agent is with them, and they are rewriting the result. Mr. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, President of Nigeria, he is the president through democratic processes. He's not a military dictator. I don't think he's one of them, and I do not think that he intends to be one. Those people around him should not make him have the kind of figure that will spoil all the democratic values that we believe he had, because he was one of those that I know was in NADEC.
So, Mr. Elvis, do you agree, or would you say that what he's alleging is the truth? Because according to what he's saying, I remember I told you that there were already concerns with the resident electoral commissioner stationed there, who is a cousin of Nyesom Wike, and the national, that is the INEC national, the woman there, Professor, exactly. She is also an APC. Can remember, you're not supposed to belong to any political party. You're supposed to be neutral. If you're given such a designation, even if she says she's not going to collect any bribe, she's going to ensure that the elections are transparent and it runs smoothly. But that has already placed a huge doubt. And even when the PDP wrote, or the APC, yes, the PDP wrote to INEC to ensure that Nyesom Wike's cousin, who is a resident electoral commissioner there, should be sent somewhere else or possibly asked to step aside until after the elections in Edo State, they declined. That was not listened to. So would you say that based on what this Matthew man is saying, that there is a sense of reasoning to, what he declared there?
Yeah, I'm even surprised he's talking about the president as a Democrat. We saw video where the president say, grab it, snatch it, and run with it. We saw video. I know as 2023 general election, and he actually came to, what the president said, grab it, snatch it, and run with it. So what made the difference in Edo election? We saw video even before now when the president said he was going to give Edo back to APC. That video is online. When the Monday Opewolo and Ashosomole went to present Monday Opewolo to him in Aso Rock. So I don't think he's painting the president in the good light that he's saying he's a Democrat. We are not really seeing.
Well, the president was part of NADECO. They were the fundamentals for fighting for democracy. So he felt that would make him uphold that tenet in this election.
Everybody that is in that was in that NADECO with him then, Esther, are they still with him now? It's a different ball game entirely. It's not the president. It's not Bola Ahmed Tinubu we saw during that NADECO time that we are seeing now. Since he came in 1999 as governor of Lagos, till where we are today, so much water have passed under the bridge, Esther, concerning the democratic system or policies of the present president. He has so much dispatched himself from what we think he was, when he was with NADECO. That's not, Nigerians can no longer, tell you now that the president they had now was actually a NADECO member who actually was fighting the military to get democracy. This democracy we are now. 1999 election that was conducted by the military and handed over to us. It's not as worse as what we are seeing now. The militarization of Edo election, 35,000 policemen were in Edo State, just one state. Then another 8,000 of the other sisters armed forces were with them, making 43,000 uniformed men on the street of Edo. When Nigeria was transmitting to democracy in 1999, did you ever have a state that had such number of armed forces person in a state? Did you ever had it? But now we are pretending to be in a democratic system. Then we are now using the armed forces to intimidate the people not to come out and vote. And now we are manipulating the system so much that the people are getting discouraged every day and are regretting. Is that actually the democracy we fought for? So if somebody is calling the president today a Democrat, I think it's a very big mistake. I've not seen him in that light again, because he told Nigerians that time of 2023, say snatch it, grab it, and run with it, and they actually did it, and that's what we are seeing today.
So it's quite, would I say I really don't have the right phrase in terms of explaining, what transpired there, but it is expected that what Nigerians were hoping they would see would be a different outcome in the conduct of this election, where even those who are neutrals, that is those who did not actively participate in the voting process,
who are not even Edolites,
exactly, would commend INEC and say, okay, INEC, you guys tried. I think you listened to criticism during the previous election, so you guys put your feet down and you say, okay, you're going to do the needful. At what point do you think we're going to stop experiencing this? Because the question that a lot of Nigerians are actually asking is, how would the restructure of the institution, how would it take place when you have the INEC as an institution where you have the chairman being appointed by the president? It calls for it's creates room for speculation. There are porosities in whatever election outcome that comes out from that institution, because they feel that since it's an appointment based, you have to please your master. If your master says, I want this election to toe towards this line, this is the outcome I want, of course you will do it because you were appointed. So is there a way through which the leadership of INEC will be restructured in such a way that it is Nigerians that decide who the chairman or who would be in charge of that institution? Or is it possible for a panel or a judicial panel, or a set of judges or whatever to be put together, right? And they say, okay, say, we're going to use this portal. We're going to bring out a list of names. Nigerians, we're going to give you the background of these individuals, right? Then you guys, through this voting process, pick one that you want to be your representative. The person is not appointed by the presidency. It's not having to go through the whole Senate procedure and whatever. Senate procedure will come in after the people have decided whom they want to be their INEC chairman. And then as an institution, they are the ones who decide. Nobody is influencing. There is no possible way that they will be influenced, because the ruling party and the presidency did not appoint him. It was the people who appointed them. Do you think that if that happens, we will see a unanimous decision-making process when it comes to election conduct in this country?
Very good. There are just two ways, Esther. You have just mentioned one. Let the people be the decider of who becomes the INEC chairman, not the president handpicking. Number one, you know, let it be like what goes on in the US.
Okay.
The person that is coming to head any electoral system is voted for. The people accept him, and is he's credible enough. His antecedent is known. It would have been published. When President Goodluck Jonathan appointed Jega, he never knew him. And you saw the transparency Jega was trying to bring into the system of election 2011 before 2014. They now, the Northern Legacy, clamor on him that he must 2011 election. We saw 2007 when late President Yaradua said the process that brought him was actually flawed, but he was going to set up a panel committee to look into electoral process in Nigeria, which Justice Uwais actually headed.
Yes.
We saw that gave birth to the appointment of Jega, and sanity were gradually coming into the system. But
are you sure? Some people will not agree with you on that.
I mean, 2011,
in the case of Jega.
2011 election. I'm talking of 2011 election. Okay. Jega brought in some other, I forgot, card reader. Remember, we got card reader before we start. These beavers came up. So when beavers was coming up, everybody was like, beavers was going to be better. Unfortunately, you see where the problem is. But
there were irregularities with the card reader.
The problem is that the politician, designed this thing to favor them. Esther, as you sit in this office, most of the time when you finish your job here, most times when we are going down, you book your cab that is going to take you home. From the office here, the cab comes and pick you. The technology that we have gotten today, why don't we use it in our election?
I don't know. It's still very primitive.
Somebody, even this generation that we're actually saying they must have a future in Nigeria, are so technologically savvy that if you can vote from shut down Edo State, just one state in 36 among the 36 states. Even in Ghana and next door neighbor here, when they are voting, nobody shut down anything. You can't vote from your smartphone. From your smartphone and let the result go to where it will be collated. We saw South Africa result that day when they were collating it. The board was there and it was being updated at every minute, every second. It was really not. Everybody from home were viewing it and watching it. But our own now, this just a election now. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you went and started closing up the local government collation center and say, no, you must move. If there was a transparent system that everybody could sit down in their home and be viewing, when the results were trickling into the IREV portal yesterday, when we were saying, 94, 95, 96, everybody was happy. So, okay, this could be good. But immediately they know too well that if they allow that system to go the way it will be favorable to Nigerians, the bidding that they already, the landmines they already laid down will not work. Then they have to come in. So at every job they want to put in human beings that they can manipulate. The human being that will do their bidding.
But this for is how long, Mr.
No, this is what we should be talking about. That when we are talking of electoral act, we should be bringing in these things for them to begin to scrutinize this electoral act and begin to polish it.
Do you think they don't know this? Because
they know, this is
what you call a Gen Z era.
Yes.
You can bring in a couple of youths who have studied infotech.
Much.
There are programs, what do you call them? Exactly, they can put it together. Most of the Nigerian fintech companies, is it not Nigerians that created it? That is now a means of transaction internationally for Nigerians abroad and even here. So what stops them from setting up an app through which everyone can monitor the process?
They will not do it, because if they do that technological process, the people they can manipulate will be taken out.
How do we even know that if that kind of technology is introduced, it will also not be manipulated?
No. At least to some extent, Esther, you will be seeing the transparency. I mean, if you can see board mounted and everybody is following it up, you and I will pick a calculator in your home and begin to say, okay, have interest in this party. How far have they gone? You know, so that would be transparent. But this one that in the middle of the night, somebody is saying shut down, move.
Why
In the middle of the night, results are announced.
Why is it always in the middle of the night?
That is the big question we should be asking. So politicians do it to favor them. This is what Nigerians should be saying. Enough of this. We want to give the next generation a future. Is this kind of future we are going to give to them? This generation have lived above the crude era we are coming from. Do you understand?
Exactly.
So if you must call them Gen Z, and you must allow them to flow like their other mates in other countries of the world. Today, Nigerians in diaspora cannot vote. What does it take Nigerians in diaspora to vote? They know too well that Nigerians in diaspora is so much, and they'll be able to swing the result over here. That's why they are deliberately cleaning. Other small countries in Africa, their diasporans can vote, but Nigerians will not allow it because they know too well that the diasporans are so enlightened. They know they are left from right. They are this weaponized poverty that they are using, bringing 5,000 and bringing ordinary noodles and spaghetti to come and sway their vote. The diaspora Nigerians will not be part of it. That's why they have not allowed that to fester, to allow it to come on stream in this nation. These are the things we should be talking about. Electoral Act should now be amended so that some of these things can begin to come in. Do you know that they have electronic voting in the National Assembly? That where you now say, those that say, hey, say hi. They have electronic voting that you can easily press.
Like that
you can easily press. Yes. But they will not do it. They want to come and bring in the voice vote where they say, hey, say hi. They'll say hi, say nay, they say no, and say, hey, eyes have it. Whether the eyes have it or nay have it, they'll hammer the gavel for the one that will favor them. These are the things Nigerians have. I think we are too docile. We allow politicians to use us. Imagine 200 and something million population. How many? What is the number of these politicians that are using us, that are turning our future negatively around, and we only come like I'm here, ranting in the media when the deed has been done already. It's a shame because we saw our future mortgaged. Those of us in our 50s now, because we were thinking our problem was the military. Yes. Now for 25 years now, we have had democracy. A child that is born 25 years ago, 1999, is no longer a baby. And they have also now started mortgaging their future, just like their father's future too. You know what that means? So generations in Nigeria have been taken off from their track because of leadership problems.
It's quite unfortunate, Mr. Elvis. I can feel your pain. I can feel the I don't want to use the word venomous, but I can feel the frustration in your voice as to how things are actually going. So let's look at Datti Baba Ahmed, who actually said that in Labour Party and its governorship candidate, that the governorship candidate Olumide Akpata there can give them security and education. And this was because he was trying to give them reasons why they should actually vote Olumide Akpata. So he said that again when they were going through their groundbreaking campaign session last week Wednesday. He talked about the fact that party candidates in previous elections were rigged out in the 2023 election because of the potential they could bring to governance. He said, I want to read out what he said. I want to tell you how powerful Labour is. I will tell you how powerful the people are, the kind of changes you can bring about. In fact, sometimes, according to him, he said that this administration, they would strangle people at night. He was giving instances, and he says a criminal is always a criminal. A cheat is always a cheat. Never be intimidated by what you hear in the news. When you see them in the news, when they come down from the big aircraft, the first thing you remember is the value of your naira. When they are doing all their government functions, keep it in mind, these are the people that have destroyed your security. Never be afraid. And that power belongs to the people. So he went ahead to talk about the 2023 elections and how they switched off the IREV portal when it was time for elections to be seen. And according to Datti Baba Ahmed, the Labour Party won. When they saw that Labour Party was taking the lead, they switched off the IREV portal. The question is, why has INEC not come out to tell us something logical as to what transpired on that particular day? Because the National Assembly elections, the State House of Assembly elections, all the results, we could see them on the IREV portal. Even if there were some anomalies, we were seeing pictures being uploaded. Why was the presidential election different? And up till today, that is what a lot of Nigerians, that is why they do not trust that institution. They have not been able to explain, because they said there was a glitch. What caused the glitch? we have technical experts, right? They can explain precisely, because if it was a glitch, as they said, why didn't it affect
But
other?
the company that did provided the technology for them said throughout the world there was no glitch in their system. That
But
day.
they said that person who said they represent the company is somebody that Labour Party brought to testify
Yes,
on their
that's what they
behalf,
said.
and that she's no longer working with Amazon. That's what the APC said in reaction to that statement. So they couldn't take what she said, her testimony, they couldn't take it as legal, because they said that she was no longer working for Amazon, and that what she was saying was not the truth. So that was basically how they wrapped off that
Yes.
other part of it. But my question is this: if that particular portal had issues, why didn't it affect the
other two-
the
the other
Senate and the
and
National
the
Assembly?
National,
That is
House
the
of Rep.
thing,
Yes.
because it was simultaneously.
Esther, when these are designed, politicians are very crafty. These are designed models that they already set out to use in that election. You did the same day you printed senators election, House of Rep members, the same way you printed that of the presidency that same day. But the two were transmitted, National Assembly, Senate and House of Rep. Then another story was told us about the presidency. Then today you are saying they have not told us. Do they have anything to tell us? They don't have anything to tell us. They have done the bidding that, oh, this is what we are asked to do, and they've done it. And they've come out of it successfully. And the court has also told them, yes, you are right in doing it. So that emboldens them that if they can do it in 2023 and get to do it with all the shenanigans in the court, they can do it to any other state. That's what you're seeing that is playing out in Edo State now. They have already gotten that boldness that wherever we do it, we are going to be successful. What happened in Kogi? With all the cry of SDP, with all the cry of SDP, look at the final judgment that came from the Supreme Court that Ododo should carry on, is the governor. So this is why when it gets to the matter of saying we are going to court, you are discouraging more people from becoming Democrats. You are discouraging more people from saying, is democracy actually the best government for people to thrive on? Because the court will not give the people, I mean, they are.
No, but if you
Nigeria
already know
courts.
how the court is, why didn't the APP themselves actually put out? Why did they not file in their petition within the stipulated period of 2 weeks, 14 days?
Sometimes they will tell you that the CTC is delayed by court for them to even act. We've seen some
CTC. We're talking about the defection of these lawmakers.
Yeah, when they defected,
They verbally did it.
Esther, when they defected, nobody actually thought that this matter was going to come in this manner, that they were going to be denied their defection. Nobody thought about it. Everybody was like, I mean, even the APC, even the caretaker committee chairman of APC then in Rivers, what's his name, Antonio Kocha, even welcomed them. So now that they are coming to deny it, it now became like, are we dreaming? That's why you see the delay in going to court became an issue. Because nobody ever thought that these people were coming to deny that they never defected, because we saw them on national television, that they have left PDP. And they were welcomed by APC.
So that even Iyesu Wike said he never told them to defect.
Yes.
He said it.
But today now everybody's they are not saying and they never defected, and the court is joining them to say they never defected.
No, the court did not say they never defected. The court threw out their
No,
case.
but the judgment we are seeing from the court now throughout the judgment.
Yes, it said that the APP did not file within the stipulated 2 weeks.
Stipulated period.
That's the technicality the court is making its judgment from.
Nigeria court will always hammer on technicalities in matters that are so stringent and important to Nigerians.
For Ugo Chinyere, he's saying that Nigeria is in trouble. Is that true?
We are in trouble.
He said that Nigeria is in trouble.
We are in trouble. The trouble is
judicial
even
system
just
no longer
beginning.
represent the interests of the people.
Esther.
Don't you think that's an outright X on the judicial system? Are you saying that there is no slim chance of hope? Because if that is the case, then the common man has no refuge.
We are looking at the new Chief Justice of the nation. If she can bring in the desired change now. Do you understand? Otherwise, if we want to go by the judgment that came out of Nigeria court since 2023 general election to where we are now, Esther, we are in trouble. And if there is no changes from this new Chief Justice of the nation, that 2027 will be in more bigger trouble. We'll be in bigger trouble in 2027.
Mr. Elvis, it's another thing. Let's look at another scenario. The Labour Party was a third force. They were like a tornado in 2023. Nobody saw that party rising up the way it did. We heard quite a lot of stories that nothing was going to happen. I even think the current administration downplayed the effect that party had. They didn't know that Nigerians were tired of the repeated political parties, PD, APC, the same set of persons, and so Nigerians were angry. But now in this Edo election,
99. Edo South has had 8 years. Lucky Gbinedion. Then Edo North had another 8 years. Comrade Adam Socio-economic. Edo South again came in. The present governor now, he has had 8 years. The only time Edo Central came in was supposed to be Professor Osorome Osumbo time. That's 2007. But the court removed him after 1 year. So now, the Edo Central people, where I am from anyway, we said it is our turn, the Esan people.
So that's why Olumide Akpata
Yes, that was why even the two major political parties have to pick their candidate from. Remember, even this same Oshomole was not in support of that. Our own arranged zoning. It is not constitutional, Esther. It's just a moral zoning.
Okay.
On equity ground.
Because that was decided by Edo
people. Because we always say that we stand on a tripod. Edo stand on a tripod, and Edo is a homogeneous state. Okay. We see ourselves as brothers and sisters from Edo South to Edo North. So now we cannot be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Edo South has had it twice. Edo North have had it. What happened to Edo Central? So that was why Esan agenda came in, and PDP bought into it and said, okay, they are going to pick their candidate from the Esan speaking part of Edo State. Then when Oshomole saw that his narrative that look at Kogi State since 1999, it's only one tribe that is ruling Kogi State. Look at Benue State since 1999, it's only one tribe. What's so special about zoning? We was trying to use that one to dissuade the APC party, but APC now came up. There were two primaries that they conducted in Edo State. The first primary actually went to Edo South. That's the person who is deputy governor to the governor their governorship candidate now. That is the one that is almost being elected now. Monday Okpewo. Monday Okpewo was thrown out in that first primaries, but he contested. APC now saw reasons with all the cries that came from him and his camp. They said, okay, Hope Uzodinma, you will no longer be the chairman of that convention. They now brought in, I think, the governor of Cross River State, O2, and say come and supervise that election. That's when Monday Okpewo now got it. But from the background again, Oshomole's influence is still so high. Oshomole was able to work that same guy. Then he see that also to become the running mate to Monday Okpewo, who is not the running mate to him now, who will be the deputy governor if they are declared winner. So that's when they came up with the same, now bought into the same Esan agenda. So that's why you see Labour Party did not really do so much well. They picked their candidate from the same senatorial district where Obaseki comes from, which is Edo South, and we said no, it cannot be Edo South any longer again.
So they were not strategic this time around.
No, they were not strategic.
You're saying the Labour Party has not understood how politics works.
I think they have to do more on that.
The intimacies of politics. Yes. I feel like if they intend to, be strong in 2027, they need to understand how the political terrain in Nigeria works.
Yes, it is how it is, and how you have to navigate it too.
Yes.
So that it can be you still have to have some favor before you get to the pool. You have to have some favor. So it's already our person. This time around now, anybody from Esan, it's not going to be lose out.
Was it possible they didn't have any viable, authentic candidates, someone they can trust to believe in from
Lucky
Edo Central, Edo, what do you call it?
Edo Central.
And Edo
Lucky
Central.
Maswagbon was one of their candidates in that.
So why was
one of their aspirants in that election.
Why was he not selected?
He went to. It was also about a week or 2 weeks ago that the court finally said Batashu is the rightful candidate for Labour Party. Lucky Maswagbon contested that matter to the final stage in, I think, the Supreme Court.
So what happened?
No, he was thrown out. They didn't support him. I don't know how Akpata was able to, rally around the Labour parties who is in Labour Party and secured the ticket. But if Lucky Maswagbon has gotten it, Lucky Maswagbon would have been the third Esan person who would have been in this race. You would have seen. So people would have said, okay, PDP, APC have disappointed someone. This time around, let's go for Labour Party.
But
and
you
know
what
would have been.
With what is happening now?
Maybe with the abracadabra that we are seeing so far, it could have also played out itself.
Well, the PDP is actually asking for an immediate recompilation of the actual results. They're telling INEC that they decided to shift all the whatever to INEC office in the middle of the night.
Then again,
just like the same thing that transpired in 2023 about the glitch.
The glitch. That's another. This is another local glitch now, because they said suspend the local government, move down to INEC headquarters now for final collation. Again, the parties have to come up with the result they were able to collate from their situation room when those IREV portal was busy yesterday. I think they were saying the result. They must also have gotten what they collated so that they cannot compare with what INEC eventually declared in Benin City today.
Exactly.
And so see whether they will be able to have a case from there. Otherwise, the purpose of that IREV portal is for everybody that is interested in that election to have a transparent view of what INEC is doing in Edo State. And if that was done yesterday, then I think the parties that are contesting now must be able to come up. I hope they have done their own work, so judiciously and intelligently, to be able to record all the results that came to the portal and the position they were.
That was basically how they realized the discrepancy
Yes,
on the
so
IREV
they should be able
portal,
to prove
because
that
their
now.
party agents had already recorded
They
all
recorded
that came on,
now.
and so they realized that the accredited voters and the votes that was uploaded was more than the number of accredited voters.
And you know what the law
About
says
two
about
from
that? Electoral Act says that when the voters are more than the accredited, that polling booth should be cancelled.
Exactly, but INEC did not cancel it.
Yeah, they did
INEC
not cancel
paused
it.
and said they were going to investigate it.
Yes.
So the question now is, in the investigation process, how would they go with that particular polling unit that particular discrepancy was observed? Because if that result was not seen on the IREV portal, it's possible that maybe nobody would have known that there was a discrepancy.
Thank God that the IREV portal worked so well yesterday. That's even what is bringing that light into it now. If there was no IREV portal that everybody was seeing that result yesterday, I mean, it would have been difficult. But now that they have it, they should be able to come up with whatever they feel they are going to use to back up their case. Because I'm seeing a long litigation coming up in this Edo election, Esther, and that is where I'm not really happy.
Do you think that INEC will recompile and review everything as PDP is actually telling them to do?
I doubt. Because
what is the tenure of Mahmoud Yakub's
I don't know
supposed to
his tenure,
expire?
because I don't even know when his tenure is going to expire. I don't even know what the dealings he's having with the president, because if he has so done well, according to brought him as president, I don't even if his tenure expires, Esther, you are going to see the abracadabra that happened with the IG. IG within a day. The executive bill was transmitted into the house, and it was approved that
in 24 hours.
IG cannot live with the president that appointed him for the number of years, 4 years. So this IG is not going. That means IG that's supposed to be retired, another person will be brought in. That one is already taken out of it now.
We're thinking that INEC would resuscitate its integrity with these elections.
That is if they ever believe that they have integrity. The person who appointed it, they have integrity before that person. They don't have integrity before Nigerians. This is where we are talking about that the process of appointing the INEC chairman should be changed. If they are actually doing the bidding of Nigerians, they will be talking of having integrity before Nigerians. But their appointer they have integrity before him. So they are not bothered whether you and I are here, shouting about INEC's integrity. It doesn't concern them.
It's quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
President Bola Tinubu, reflecting on Nigeria's current challenges, acknowledged the hardships faced by the nation and pointed to past missteps during periods of high crude production. In his statement, he emphasized that Nigeria neglected vital areas such as community development, education, and basic living standards, which is contributing to current inflation, that is the stifling economic conditions that Nigerians are experiencing. He highlighted the poor state of schools, noting that the educational environment must be improved to encourage learning. He also called for introspection, asking whether enough has been done to boost school enrollment and addressing the issue as a matter of conscience. Tinubu pledged to do his best moving forward to infrastructure, education, and overall well-being. What's your take on that?
Are we not seeing it now?
The what?
The improvement he's talking about. Are we not seeing
he's
it?
trying to tell you that, see, what we are going through now is not my fault.
Yes, that's what
it's the
saying.
fault of past leaders who did not put in the structure on ground in terms of basic amenities, infrastructure, education, and all whatnot.
Esther, 2014, 2015, they said PDP failed abysmally. Yes, after 16 years. Nigerians said, okay, Buhari is the best that's going to take us to Eldorado. They were voted into power. You and I now can attest to which was better. Was it PDP era now or APC era? So if he's talking about the previous government failed, let us even know where the failure of the previous government, where it actually started from, where Nigerians now begin to feel the failure, harder than as it's expected. We started feeling it since APC came into power. And that's what we are seeing today. So any failure he's talking about, he should direct that failure to the failure of his political party, APC. Not failure, because nobody cannot talk about the failure of PDP again now because of what we are currently facing. What we are facing now is it has eroded all we faced during PDP era. Nobody remembers it. We rather remember that PDP time we were buying a bag of rice 7,500, which is 95,000 today. If at a time when during Buhari time, Nigerians were even saying, take us back to the era of President Jonathan. But unfortunately, we thought the raindrop was just starting. We never knew that the typhoon is coming. Where we are now, are we able to talk now? Nigerians could still go to work. Nigerians could still feed their car and drive around town. But today, are we doing that?
Well, a couple of people feel that Labour Party, PDP, APC, there is no difference, so long that they're all the same. So if we want change, if we want something different, if we want a shift in the pendulum, how do we go about it?
First of all, we have to remove greed. There are very credible Nigerians that can turn around this country. But these few cabal that have held this nation, they will not allow them to come in. That's what you have just seen in Edo State. Politicians will not allow somebody that is much more intelligent, versatile than them to take power from them. Do you understand? They always look at people that they can manipulate at every junction and say, no, we are set you to get to power. So this is what we want you to do and you must do it. That's what is played out in Rivers State. That's what we play out in Edo State. Giving this government in another 1 year from now, we'll be analyzing 1 year in office of whoever, if it's APC that if they eventually declare, we'll be analyzing it here. So if we want to get credible people to lead this nation, we have to shun greed. Even when you are not forming a coalition, a coalition, the political parties that say, okay, let like minds come in and form coalition.
Yes.
The people must be sincere to themselves. It's not forming coalition to grab power. It's forming coalition to come and serve Nigerians. If you form coalition and you are still picking the old cargoes that we ever knew that have ever been beneficial to Nigeria, we'll still go back to the same level we are. That's where the greed comes in. Nigerians don't form coalition to serve Nigerians. They form coalition to serve themselves. That's the problem. APC came with their coalition in 2014. Everybody was like, APC was coming to dislodge PDP. APC has dislodged PDP quite well now. Is it better off? So if another coalition is coming up towards 2027, the first thing they should show is greed. They should look at, get the feelers of Nigerians. Who is that person that they actually believe? And they should be able to rally around that person and become elder statesmen around that person and say, you are the one we are sending. You go there. And if you are not doing the bidding of Nigerians, we are going to make sure that we work against you. Do you understand what I'm saying, Esther? But a situation where you now come and form kangaroo coalition and you are not saying I must be the one. Tomorrow you now hear that, this is not the person we ever wanted to be there. Then they will now be fighting themselves. That party will also scatter. That's the motion that. Then again, the youths that we are crying that their future must not be like our own. Their fathers must also be interested in what is happening in the political system. No economic work when the political system is not in order. So they could be doing well in their own respective career and doing well in their respective field. If after making all the millions, you get to the market, what you can easily purchase, minimally, without stress, you are not buying it in hundreds of thousands and millions. Whatever success you are making in your career will just be demystified.
Somebody on YouTube said, Edo don't become Lagos.
Well, we are not Lagos. I don't know be Lagos.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't know be Lagos. You will see. It's only one person that is doing this.
Only one person.
Yeah, it's Oshomole. Oshomole want to make himself to be relevant before APC again. That's why you see he was able to connive with the cabals in APC to entrench this government, whichever way. So Edo people, especially the Edo Central, that this governor is from, we tell Oshomole, leave our own son to be in charge of the leadership of Edo State. Not what you are saying. Oshomole must not cross Edo North, where he's a senator in Edo North, and begin to talk of how to now be the governor of Edo State on the third tenure. Edo people will not give him that chance.
All right, let's hear from let's get reactions from Nigerians. You can actually call the number 0700 903 903 903, and I'm already beginning to see WhatsApp messages 0817 1756 338 081 71756 338. That's the WhatsApp number for you to send your messages to. We'll read it out here. 0817 1756 338, and the number to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Hello, good evening. My name is
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Your name is? Hello?
my name is Onyekachi.
Okay, you know what, Onyekachi, let me put you on speaker. We're having issues with our cord. Okay, go ahead. Where are you calling us from?
I want to
Hello?
I want to discuss the election. Which party is leading?
Oyekachi, your number is bad. It's very poor. I think it's the network. Please call back 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Hello. Please turn down your whatever it is you're listening from. It's distracting. You're calling and you're in a noisy environment. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. What's your name?
Hello, Esther. Good evening.
Ben, how are you?
Fine. Esther, we are mourning. My condolence to you. Condolence.
All right, go ahead, please.
Sorry.
Mr. Ben, good evening.
In Lagos State, because a battle everywhere. People are crying that they cannot, nothing is going on in Lagos State. So when you cry small.
Well, I leave that to my people to actually answer. When you know, when you are saying the governor did not work, it's relative. It's relative.
Yeah, Ben. Ben says sorry.
No,
Yeah.
Like I told you, Esther, whichever way it goes, it favors me. I'm an Esa man.
Okay, anyway,
yes,
that's
it
true.
favors me.
It favors you.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Good evening, Esther Wachuku.
Good evening, sir.
And your guest.
Good
Happy
evening.
Sunday.
Same to you.
My name is Peter Usifa. I'm calling from Akbanjo in Kofu.
All right.
Of all the shenanigans I witnessed during this election in Edo State, the one that paid me most and what I'm very much interested is that I'm very much disappointed in Alhaji Fikiri of Adamawa State. You should remember what happened in the 2023 election between the REC and the female candidate in the state. That's just one. The second, I want Nigerians to understand that this election was not between the major parties, the three major parties, either APC, PDP, Labour Party. Neither was it between the three major candidates that, Senator Podolo has now come to, has now come to. It was between Godwin Obaseki, the governor, and 6 other personalities or institutions. Which are the institutions? The national institution of the state, of Edo State, that is Obo Benin himself, Ethnic Tribal, in poor performance, Adam Toshomole, Nike, and of course, the ex-governor, underline it, the ex-governor of Lagos State in 2020, when he, that is, I don't want to say president, I mean Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as ex-governor, leader of APC, not president. It was when he said, when he came from in 2020, and all the people from Lagos State that they should vote for his opponent. The guy is Governor Obaseki, and you know what happened that. So, Governor Obaseki is a threat to these institutions I've mentioned, and that was why they went against it. Not that they went against Godolo. That was not because the government was not good, but because I must also let you know that the best candidate may not win an election. It is the best, the most strategic, or the best strategic in an election, and the person that has the biggest pocket that wins an election.
Right,
and that is why Opobola has won. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Peter Sifo, for calling 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
Hello, sir.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. My name is Mr. Ahmed calling from Ejibo.
All right, Mr. Amadi, go ahead.
You see, this situation we find ourselves, and we are laughing over it. This is not a time of laughing, this is a time of warning. That the way APC is going, this time is not that Nigeria is going to hate a rock. I'm just telling you, because the way things are going, and we are continuing clapping and accepting it easily, without reacting, and they will continue doing this thing. When this thing is going to end, look at the way the man over there with you is saying that both you two of them, you are still happy. Once is the system that put them there, like Obi said, are we going to continue like this in this country? From the head to the tail are rotten. Things are going the way are abnormal, and we are continuing laughing, clapping hands that you will wait for 4 years, another 4 years, another things will happen, and will still continue until the citizens wake up and say this is bad, and we stand for that. Nigeria will not move forward, and Nigeria is going back. Anybody is telling you that it's 25 years after we are moving forward in democracy, it is why. Look at people like Oshomole, them, they are rejoicing. Police, look at people like Frank and Badem, and their things are going wrong. And people are recommending Frank and Badem is good. And look at what is happening there. Nigeria is at crossroads now. Nigeria is a state of confusion. So, Idi, thank you, my sister.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. He said that we are laughing. What does he want us to do now? I mean, because I would have liked to. I already knew what the outcome of this election was going to be like. Although it's not in my place to give my own opinion, but I already knew. So when your prediction comes to life, it's not. I mean, you just accept it.
We were not expecting this.
You were not expecting.
Yeah, most of it.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. How are you? All right, we lost that call. Please kindly call back 0700 903 903 903. Good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Where are you calling from, please?
My name is Adolphus.
Mr. Adolphus, kindly turn off your loudspeaker. You're putting your phone or your listening device on loudspeaker, so please turn it off when you call back next time. It's disconcerting. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please. Hello. All right, we've lost that connection. Kindly call us back. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
You're on to Comrade Joe.
Hello? Hello, comrade. Okay, I don't know if it is another. I don't know what's going on because all of a sudden we can't hear what you're saying. I think it's a network. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location, please.
I'm Mickey. I'm calling from Apollo.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Esther, I think we are good.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
So, what happened at the Edo State, we did not expect anything different because we have.
Are you using an earpiece?
Hello, pardon you said?
Are you using an earpiece to talk? 'Cause your mouth is so close to your earpiece.
No, at all. Are you not hearing me?
No, there's all your purr is coming out. Yes, it's close, so we can't really pick your words.
Okay, but is it better now?
Okay, yes, go ahead, please.
So what happened concerning the election, we are not surprised, or if any surprise, I'm not surprised, you know. So, and then, Elvis said something, he said, until we begin to have a situation where the umpires are elected by the people. But, if you look at that option, you find out that it's also as difficult as what we are experiencing now. Because at the end of the day, the person that will come out, the person that will be nominated, maybe as an INEC chairman or whatsoever, we still have the president or some people who are also powerful bring people forward. They will be the person the people that will determine who will stand for the election. They will be the people that will determine who will vote for that. See, we have people in governance that integrity matters not. So if until we begin to have people who feel that this country will move forward.
All right, thank you very much. This call is very poor, very poor. Kindly, thank you so much for your contribution. I want to take some WhatsApp messages now because we've been getting quite a number of WhatsApp messages. So let me take it. Good evening, Esther. I'm Engineer Olashukomi Adefuye, also known as Mr. Lasso from Ijesha Tedo Mushin. You see, there's no how we can perfect any good election here in Nigeria like other good, reasonable countries like the USA or Canada, etc. There needs to be pedigree and account on their citizens to govern on. Electorate officers once appointed by sitting authority. The person must surely act to satisfy the maker in order to secure its feedings and reasons. Okay, Obaseki can't win in Edo of 4 stages. Okay, I don't understand your... All this mentioning are not for him. Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. This Peter Osifo is always... Allow Peter Osifo to say, give his own opinion. Greetings to you, Esther. My regard to your analyst. Nigeria is in a serious problem in this country. The question now is, what can we do to collapse the system? My heart bleeds for this country. There is no light at the end of the tunnel now. Daniel from Agege. I think there is a light. I think it just has to do with collective effort from those that are appointed to do what is right. Good evening, Esther. Happy Sunday. I want to tell Nigerians that collected 10,000 naira to vote APC to continue eating it till the next 4 years. They should not complain. Adako from Igondo. All right, thank you so much, Adako, for that message. Increment of boarding school fees to almost 80% is wicked in this biting economy, and this government that claimed to be aware of the plight of the people. Then on Edo governorship election, INEC and security agencies should play an unbiased role and give the people the actual mandate they wanted, and not these shenanigans we witnessed in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa elections lately. Chika Bende from Trade Fair, Lagos. Thank you, Chika. Hi, Esther. Good evening to you and your guest. I want Edo people to unite and fight the evil manipulation going on with the INEC coalition, and Edo should refuse INEC or the court in announcing a manipulated result. Alex O. Thank you, Alex O. Good evening, Esther. If they do free and fair elections without vote buying or aggregate intimidation, or without INEC and judiciary and police conspiracy, APC will not win one local government, not even state, because of the nightmare Nigerians are in. As for your scarcity of rice in the country, I watched AIT News yesterday night. They have loaded in trucks to Edo State yesterday, distributing to people. As usual, the same vote buying formula of APC. That is why they turn the people to beggars and almajiri in the midst of plenty because of election gain. If that vote buying doesn't work, they will use cash and carry INEC and judiciary to rig the election because it's their regular trademark. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. Dial from Fagba. All right, Dial, thank you for sending your message. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Elvis. I am the ethanol from Otta. The major rigging typically occurs at the coalition centers, which undermines electoral reforms and creates loopholes for manipulation. Unfortunately, Nigerians aren't ready yet. I didn't expect APC to receive even a quarter of the votes they got. Despite rigging, APC clearly had significant support. Good evening, Esther Mwachiko and our distinguished guest in the studio. Well done, sir. I'm very ashamed of the kind of democracy we practice in Nigeria. And again, don't we think the incident with the Oba of Benin also played a major role? Because I'm still wondering why people would still, because he wouldn't have the successor that will cover his tracks as an immediate past governor. James Ogbunna from Oshodi. Wow, that's a different reasoning.
The traditional matter they are bringing in the Oba of Benin, the Benin Traditional Council have actually, spoke on that matter, that they should not begin to use their name in politicians, and it's a very big demeaning to the Benin Traditional Council that politicians who are like dogs are now mentioning the Oba of Benin. Oba of Benin is too big to be mentioned in this kind of thing. You understand? I mean, the election has come and gone. Then we'll now begin to see how the new governor is going to relate with the Benin Traditional Council. Okay. Yes. So I don't even want to trend into that, because the artifact that brought the problem, the museum is already being built within the palace. All right. And it's going to be a big tourist attraction to the Edo people. That will bring in more foreign currencies and all that. People, right. I mean, so it's a plus for us.
Interesting. Well, as of now, announcement has not been made yet as to who won the Edo State governorship elections. We're still checking, but so far on the lead is the All Progressives Congress. Okay, so far on the lead is the All Progressives Congress. Obaseki lost his local government to APC.
Already local
government, and I think it's really one local government that they wanted to announce.
And that is the local government where the deputy to Socio-economic comes from.
So, and I think also that they want to make their investigations concerning the 2 local governments that had irregular results. I think maybe that's one of the reasons why for now. But with what we are seeing with the polls so far, the APC seems to be in the lead, and I don't know if the remaining local government called out will make any significant difference to upstage.
Because we have seen them having almost about 11 or 12 local governments now.
Already out of 18. So obviously, I think the winner is already announced there. But however, very soon we'll hear INEC. Before, let's say in an hour's time, I think we're going to hear INEC give us, their own what do you call it? They'll announce who actually has won the election. But so far, from the results announced, I think we can tell who has won the Edo 2024
but we're waiting
elections.
for the INEC to.
We're waiting for INEC.
Smart.
That's what I'm saying. That we're waiting for INEC to call the result. But with what we're seeing so far, APC is leading the PDP across, some of the local governments already announced by INEC. All right, let's take more calls. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. 0700 903 903 903. That is the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. I have from Eva Paisley, INEC chairman tenure will expire next year, but Tinubu will not retain him because of northern gang up against him. He will replace him with a Yoruba man that his role for him is to ensure 2027 presidential elections.
For him.
Do you think that's
no? Even if he's not retaining him, he's going to pick a northern person.
Oh.
If he brings in a Yoruba man, he already failed our election.
Wow. Hello, good evening. Please, when you call, do not put your listening device on speaker. It's distracting. I'm already placing you on speaker already. We have an issue with our cord here. So when you call, please don't put it on speaker. Hello, good evening. Hello. Oh no. Oh God. They still do the same thing. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Name and location, please.
You see, this APC will ruin this country if there's no taking. Nigeria need to gang up. You know that Ipobaoka and Oredo are the PDP stronghold.
Yes.
That is the reason they tear gas them and decide that they have to take the polling ballot to collecting center. Where Obaseki went notice yesterday and went and they drove him out. That is they manipulated that election. They know that is the PDP stronghold. And that's why they manipulated it. At the end, they will give it to the APC. I don't know where this country is going to go. We need to, if there is not okay, I just pray this meeting that the general held, they are going to come back with a good resolution. If for this nation, me, I've never protested all my life. But now I'm ready to carry gun.
No, don't carry anything.
They told him it's more than he said it's too cost. When I walk with him, I say, that's a manager. He said, no, the one I drink yesterday pass that one. This is an adult that will have a wife at home. Drink that yesterday, they want to drink the next day. You see where this APC have led Nigeria to? PDP, APC, Buhari frustrated this country. And Tinubu was telling us that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. And we're thinking it's just a political statement that things were going to change. Then he came now, he's actually doing the worst thing. It's where,
Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling. But please, nobody should take up arms. Nobody should become volatile or hostile. There's a process to everything. All right. Any discrepancies you have, I think you can write a petition. I think that's the right thing to do to express your discontent with a couple of things going on. Amoyele Sowore has called for the fearless protest in October 1. And since if this administration does not address the needs of the people that was highlighted during the hashtag End Bad Governance protest, I would expect the president to try as much as possible to address the nation soon. Let's know precisely which of those demands you've been able to meet up with, because I mean after that it seems like things got worse. All right, this is from St. Vicate from Ikotun. On a lighter note, Edo don't be Lagos. Remember, there is an Oba in Lagos who traces his historical origin to the Oba of Benin. I would like Mr. Elvis to point to us. Apart from announcing the increment of civil servant salary from 30k to 70k, what are the laudable projects that Governor Obaseki has embarked upon in the last 8 years that have affected Edoites so positively? Also, I am not surprised that some persons have started calling INEC names. It's a norm amongst losers, particularly political losers. Did I hear your guest say the northern oligarchy in connivance with Jega ousted ex-president GEJ? But where was this so-called oligarchy when Jonathan won under the same Jega against Buhari in 2011? Well, I do not believe in the submission of your guest.
The emirs, that Jonathan must not continue. He doesn't know the political history of Nigeria. Remember, he never visited Abuja. He never visited Lagos. He was in Sokoto to
was
have meeting.
Blinken?
It's not Blinken. Blinken is the present one. Obama's minister
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. If I can remember the name now, I will give you. visited Nigeria and he was in Sokoto.
I think I'm trying
Part
to
of
recall
the
his
part
name.
of the meeting was how to make sure Jonathan will go, because Jonathan was not part of this signing of homosexual laws and all that. So if the person is talking about the Northern oligarchy today are even regretting it. The so-called Northern Consultative Forum are regretting it, because they all knew what they did to Jonathan's government, and it's playing down on everybody in Nigeria now.
All right, quite interesting. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Political Spotlight. Name and location. Hello. Hello. Good evening, sir. How are you? That's John Kerry.
I'm fine. I'm trying
John Kerry, Secretary of State John Kerry.
John Kerry, thank you.
Yes, what's your name?
Good evening, sir.
My name is Mr. Sunday. I'm calling from Tulare.
All right, so go ahead.
You see, in as much as Tinubu Ahmed Bola is still in control of everything, nothing is going to work. Nothing will happen. I said it already. Like if the APC wants a dossier, that he is going to give it to them. It's out there. The president said so, that he is going to give a dossier to APC.
Yes.
Now, what has played out now is not what he said. The same way they want to take another state again. See, and let us know now, someone will tell me that we are running a democratic government in Nigeria. Is this democracy for crying out loud? That you are trying to run a one-party state in a country called Nigeria. Esther, please, can you tell me? On a normal ground, on a neutral ground, which normal human being will come out and cover
vote for APC at this time?
For this particular APC party, for what they have done to Nigerians, turning Nigerians to walking dead. Everybody on the street now is almost mad. Esther, here I am saying, I can't any longer. I can't really see any longer. And Peter always
Hello. Sorry. We can no longer take any more calls. Mr. Elvis, what's your final take on the conversation?
Yeah,
so far?
I have to congratulate the Edo people, especially the Esan, my own tribe in Edo. Whichever way it goes, it's a win-win for the Esan.
Okay.
The two contending party candidates are from the Esan. And I have to also commend Governor Godwin Obaseki for actually playing up that Esan agenda and allowing it to actually happen. The problem he actually have with his deputy was when his deputy was like, the governorship must go to Edo North again. He said, no, let it be for the Esan people. And he did that. So whether it's PDP or APC that wins now, Godwin Obaseki need to be celebrated by the Esan people for that Esan agenda. Then again, remembering that Edo State is a homogeneous state, and that tripod that we stand on, that it must go on. So whoever is John Ketting, Shomole and his gang, looking for a way to come in on the third term governor in Edo State, he should know that he has had his 8 years. Let him leave the Esan governor to lead the Edo State for this next 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis Elimehele. For some of you that we could not take your calls, we sincerely do apologize. And of course, we could not take your WhatsApp messages. We sincerely do apologize. Follow our social media handles at VOP903FM. Subscribe to Estic Media on YouTube. That's ESTIQMEDIA. Estic Media on YouTube. And of course, happy birthday to the General Manager of VOP 90.3 FM, Mr. Shegun Bailey Adeniji. All right. Long life and prosperity. Adaku Abraham, Kayla Abraham's mother, happy birthday to you as well. All right. Do have yourselves an amazing evening. Bye for now.